Hey guys, welcome to our next installment of the Ashwell Show. Today we are going to be diving into how to create your success blueprint. Now, if you haven't joined me before, let me just tell you a little bit about my story. My name is Whitney Elkins-Hutten, and this is the whole reason why I have chosen to turn pro, to step into being a master of financial coaching, financial education, also of real estate, in particular, passive real estate. And I actually started off on this journey back in 2002. Unbeknownst to me, I bought a house with a significant other, and that really launched me down this pathway. After that relationship fell apart, to figure out how to put together all the puzzle pieces on creating financial independence, financial freedom, just creating a huge impact in society. And, fast forward 21 years later, can you believe that? Here I am today. My husband and I, we are partners in over 6,500 residential units, 2,200 self-storage units. And that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg of our investment portfolio. But we actually, learned so many tips, tricks, and hacks along the way, and all these things I love imparting to you on this Ash Wealth show. Now, these are just kind of vanity metrics. Really, what you are probably here for is to learn how you can you want to learn the secrets of financial independence. How do you get there? How do you get to financial freedom? What is that? How do you design that life so you can have 100% choice and control on how you spend your time? If that's what you're here for, that's what we teach you how to do. But let's dive in to just this one specific on how to create your success blueprint. Now, this is something that I learned from my coach. This is also content that Tony Robbins teaches. I take a little bit of a different spin on it, but take some notes here. Really, the success blueprint dives down to 7 key things that you need to be able to do consistently and persistently. So you can take a snapshot here. These are the 7 key things, but let's break them down what each one means. First, you need to be able to condition your mind daily. So this is really, I watched a wonderful, let me just tell you this. I watched this wonderful YouTube last night. It was a TED Talk about a magician who is coaching his clients for financial education, like to become financially independent. And of course, everybody says start with the mindset. But it was so interesting to look at this through the lens of a magician, because what do magicians say? They say abracadabra. I never knew where that word came from, but evidently it is an Aramaic word that means you speak and you create, meaning what you put in your mind daily, what you speak, what you think is your reality that you're going to create. So that can either work for you or against you. So there are some things that we need to do to condition our mind daily to make sure that it is working for us, making sure our environment is conspiring for us. So here's some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way. This is certainly not an exhaustive list of what I teach my coaching clients, but great place to start. Subtract all social media off your phone. Get rid of any negative media. Add in a daily ritual of meditations, positive affirmations. Now, this isn't like, I'm going to read the book, The Secret, and I'm just going to say, I attract wealth and then all of a sudden money is going to come to me. No, when I say affirmations, you need to say, I am committed to creating wealth because I want X, right? And it's really, you're training your brain to be committed to taking that action on a daily basis. Make sure you add in positive reading. Read books, read blogs that are going to add to your education and knowledge. And then we're going to figure out how to put them into action here in a second. Make sure that you're listening to podcasts. Really, at the end of the day, when you're conditioning your mind daily, you want to make sure you are hanging around those 5 people, whether they are authors, speakers, friends, mentors, coaches, the 5 people that are going to get you where you want. There's a great quote by Pitbull that says, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Okay, this is how impactful this is. Okay. Number two, you have to know your outcomes. And so there's really three questions that this boils down to. You got to know what you want, first of all. But most people here, when you ask them, what do you want? They'll tell you what they don't want in their life. Okay, so you got to sit down and really truly sit with this question. What do you want? And the want's going to change over time, right? As you start achieving goals and milestones, you're going to kick the goalpost down the road a little bit. Okay. But the second question, why do you want it? That's even more powerful to ask yourself, because your why will rarely change. What you want will change. It should change as you're growing, as you're progressing, as you're getting momentum. But why you want what you want probably will never change. Okay. Now, once you understand what you want and why you want it, okay, at least for that phase in that time period, who do you need to become to get it? All right. Now, we're not going to dive too deep here. This is what I help people do here. But when you really can clarify these questions, now you can start tracking your numbers, your key performance metrics according to your outcomes. Okay. That way you can measure your progress towards your milestones and your goals. Okay. Now, once you understand what you want, what your outcomes are going to be, now you got to build strong systems to achieve them. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick apart that third question even more. Who do you have to become to get it? Okay, to get what you want. That's all about creating systems. Again, what kind of mindset? Okay, what is your system to develop the mindset that you need to have to achieve what you want? Okay, if you're just starting out, you're probably going to have to do a lot of reprogramming. If you're pretty far down your wealth build journey, you might not have to lean too far into mindset, but you might have to figure out how to level up to the next mindset. Okay. What skills do you need? Now, that doesn't mean that you have to figure everything out yourself. I'm going to show you a little trick here in our success blueprint here in a second, but what skills are necessary either for you to learn or for you to hire out in order for you to achieve your goals? And then who do you need in your world? Right? Now, the key point here is when you answer these three questions and you build your strong systems, you want to make sure you can distill your actions down to repeatable habits that you can check off daily. The smallest, tiniest habit that you can check off daily, to where as long as you execute on that habit on a daily basis, you probably will not fail. All right. So how do we build strong networks? This is another part of our success blueprint. It's part of that third question that we asked ourselves, like, who do we need to become to get what we want? There's three ways to kind of think of this. Put yourself in a position to where you can reach up, okay? Meaning you're asking for help from somebody who's already farther along the journey than you are. Who do you wish to be mentored by or coached by? Reach sideways. You need a group of peers who can help you along your way. Help open doors for you. Maybe they're like a step ahead or maybe one step behind, but they're well connected. You guys are of a like mindset. And then reach back. Who can you help that one day might open doors for you? Okay, maybe somebody is a few steps behind you on your journey, but they got the right mindset. They've got maybe a skill that you can help leverage in your business or in your investment. But at some point in time, you guys are going to be, create synergistic energy together. All right. You have to also be able to be a master of time management. Okay. Now, here's a quick little framework that I follow. When I'm looking at any task, it needs to earn its space repeatedly on my calendar. So I review my calendar once a quarter. I know that sounds a little nuts. And every appointment that I keep, recurring appointment, every meeting that I take within that quarter has to earn its spot. Okay, every action I take. And I run it through this filter. So can it be deleted? That is my first question. Do I even need to do this at all? All right. Second, can I automate this? Okay, can I make tech useful for myself in order to make my life simpler? Right? If I can't delete it, if I can't automate it, then I need to ask, can it be deferred? Do I have to do it today? Or can I kick this down the road a little bit more? Is this imperative when it comes to what I want and why I want it? If it is, if I Can't delete it. I can't automate it, but it is imperative to my success. Can I delegate it? Okay. Who can I bring into my world in order to achieve this task? Okay. Now, maybe I farm that out to a virtual assistant. Maybe you bring on an executive assistant. Maybe you delegate out to, family members, hire on your kids. Can you delegate? All right. Now, if you can't automate it, or excuse me, if you can't delete it, automate it, defer it, and you can't delegate it, then that's something that lives on your plate. All right. Now it goes on your calendar. All right. When we are also, remember that third question, success question we were talking about, who do you need to become to get what you want? We talked about mindset, skills, and networks. When it comes to skills, there are going to be skills that you have and that you love to work with, work on, want to develop. And there are going to be skills that you don't want to develop, or you can't. You have no interest in developing them. So that gets down to delegating, right? Who can you bring into your world to take some of the load off administratively? Maybe in helping you scale up some of your business parts of your business. Maybe it's finding deals or reviewing deals if you're a passive investor, tracking your portfolio, reconciling your bank accounts, that sort of thing. And now if you're scaling your business, a couple things to really farm out very quickly are your marketing and your customer relations. All right, so those are some tips and tricks there. Now, wrapping this up, this blueprint, this framework is all fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, it requires that you take action. All right, you have to take massive action to get what you want in life, especially if you're pursuing any one of those 5 freedoms: financial freedom, time freedom, freedom of choice, freedom of location, freedom of impact. You have to take massive action to achieve one, if not all of those. So do one thing daily that you have been putting off. Okay, this is the concept, eat the frog. For me, I get up in the morning, I run through my habit checklist, I get my oxygen mask on, I have seized the day, I have made my miracle morning. All right, if you like that book by Hal Elrod. And then I don't go doing a bunch of small little tasks. I find the biggest one, that biggest rock that would push forward. And if I did that task by 10 a.m., I have won the day. Meaning if I did that one task and then my child is sick and I have to step away from work, or, somebody needs me, I need to step away, I have actually won the day. Do that first. Do one thing that scares you a day. And I don't mean bungee jumping or skydiving or anything like that, but maybe that's it. Do one thing that you've been hesitant to do because you're afraid of hearing no. Okay, guys, really the word no means not now. Okay. All my clients know I'm like, you get a yes or a restraining order, especially when it comes to getting, researching deals or something like that. It's a little joke that we have in our mastermind group. Okay, so essentially the word no doesn't exist. So if you've been hesitant to take action because you're afraid of hearing the word no or a rejection, that's understandable. We get it. Okay, but do one thing that you can overcome that. You can start flexing that muscle and not be afraid of hearing the word no. And then at the end of the day, ask for help, right? The shortest way to get from point A to point B is not a straight line, guys. It is actually learning how to collapse that paper in half to where you put point A and point B right on top of each other. And that is what we help you do here in the Investor Accelerator Empire Program group. So this is your invitation to take massive action. What I show here on our Ash Wealth webinars or Ash Wealth show are just kind of the tips of the iceberg on the things that we cover in this group and the ways that we support each other. This is the way that you can get access to the group. You just go to ashwealth.com and scroll down the page, click apply to the Investor Accelerator Empire Program. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time to invest in yourself. We will see you next time.